Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I'm back for a second time today. I have another journal finished and I have just promised myself that I'm not going to let up until every custom order or requested journal, everything that's been paid for, I'm not stopping until it's all done and in the mail. I have another Boho Birds journal that is ready to go out, and this one is called for. This is the last one of the covers that I have from the original kit that I made. It's been months and months ago. The cover, as the other ones were, is made from some upholstery fabric. You can see the lace trim, different color of lace underneath that, and then the bird was cut from some upholstery fabric, and the nest was cut from some different fabric, and it was just all pieced together with a sewing machine. And there's a lot of zigzag stitching. I did touch up the wings and the beak on the bird just to brighten it up a little bit, and the little spots and the feathers. I always love for the Boho Birds journals to be really bright and colorful and fun. Birds are so wonderful. My shop is called A Bit of Birdsong because I love birds, and also because one of my first ancestors in this country was a birdsong. In the very front we have this beautiful lady with her paint palette, and she's got a hat with a large feather. We know that feathers are very prized for fashion and hats, and really feathers are just beautiful. One of the reasons I called this Boho Birds is because of the colors and how sought after the plumage is, and just because birds go where they want to and kind of do what they want to do. They have a freedom with their wings physically that we don't have. So there's a beautiful owl. This trim, it will unravel, and to me that just makes it better and better, but we won't completely unravel it right now. There are a couple of pretty tropical birds there. These books end up with lots of information that's kind of just here and there. Like this is a page that was taken from a children's dictionary, and you can see the word falcon is here, or falcons, with some examples. This is an envelope that was just so pretty. It had the birds on it, so I've glued that on for you to be able to put things in. And what would a journal full of birds be without a cat hiding somewhere? Of course, this cat is pretty much asleep. Here is just a little information page that I very, very simply put together. It's very simply put together. I designed it, but it's pretty elementary, as you can see, which makes it all the more attractive for something like a field guide. And this notebook is to love and put your notes about your birds in and stick little photos into. This is just supposed to be a big, fat, fun journal. And I love this little scrapbook paper. This came from Joann's, I believe. I like the owl in this, so it got tucked in. And there's a faint bird cage stamped there. Karen, thank you again. And just lots of colorful birds. There's a tiny little pocket here in case you come across a feather. And there's another one on this side. That would be perfect for a feather. Have a bright stamp, and look at the robin pulling the worm out of the ground. There's just different information about birds throughout. This was from a book about how to draw animals. And there's a little information card on the spotted sandpiper. I love this. Look at that owl. Isn't that beautiful? And then this is a piece of, that's from a calendar. This is a piece of wallpaper. And just look at all the design in that. It's got a really nice quality to it, and wait till we get to the other side of that. I love this little card. It's blank on the inside, but look at all the birds in the tree, and they all have party hats on. And just more birds. There's some more bird wallpaper, and this is some alcohol ink. I love the look of that there on that page. And there's some bright sparkly trim here next to this tropical bird. And then there are some woodpeckers. That came from a children's counting book. And this came from a vintage poster. You can see the word elementary, the United Methodist class, something. Can't read the rest of it, but I love the graphics on that. And there is a little blue bird, a map page, and more wallpaper. This turned out to be a neat pocket. 2 pages sewn together, and one is cut a little closer in. And there is a card in here with another bluebird. That's the eastern bluebird. I just stamped that on the back. And some birds love trinkets. Crows are birds that will fly down if they see something shiny, and they have been known to take things and bring you something else in return. So they're really, really fun, smart birds. There's just a little trinket on that paper clip. And this is from a book, Familiar Garden Birds. There's more beautiful wallpaper and just a little pocket here with a vintage rook card. And that's from a children's book. And you can see just lots of beautiful pages. That's a sticker, feather, or a feather sticker, I should say. And that's information about the birds that were on that calendar. More wallpaper. And more distressing. And Judy, again, if you happen to tune in, this is another one of those sheets that you gave to me, and thank you so much. I will look forward to seeing you the next time that you come our way. And I love this trim. That's really pretty on this page. And is that a macaw? I think I always have to stop and wonder between parrots and macaws and those different birds. But that's something that you can learn about and write some little notes down. Love this page. So it's got some of the vintage bobbin covers here on this old page, and then there is a stamp that's hooked to the string there. It's glued into place with some pretty scrapbook paper on the back, and that just stays in that pocket for safekeeping. More stamping and more beautiful bird pages. I love that bird in the grass. And there's a woodpecker. And here is a little bird charm, and this came from Karen. And Karen, I hope it's okay with you if I include this on the journal. So I love to share, and I feel like it's really sweet that this journal goes out to someone in the Birdsong community, and this charm came from someone in the Birdsong community. I do love this charm very much, and it will make me happy to know that it has a home with this journal. I love it so much, and there are things from Alejandrina and Ava and so many of you that have been attached to different journals. I've got beads from Fatima and just all different sorts of things that they're traveling around in the Birdsong community. So I think that's really sweet. And there is a little parakeet. Every time I see these, it makes me want one, but I know that I don't really have time to take care of one right now. So just more pretty pages. And then that's one of the pages that I scanned from the old ledger from the 1800s and put some pressed flower petals on top of that. Those are in my shop, I think. Oh, maybe it says, it's just talking about the different tropical birds in the jungle. Parrots, parakeets, the toucan. That's really neat. More pretty paper and just some ink spots from the alcohol ink. That was some really pretty tissue paper, and that's on the other side of this wallpaper border. And I just love this pom-pom trim. It looks like berries, so it had to have a place in here. And this is some of the just the writing part or the print part from The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. That's one of my favorite books ever. And every once in a while I will find an old one that I can, deconstruct and work with. But I have one complete copy that we used when we homeschooled, and I won't be taking that one apart. And then we have another pretty stamp. See a little piece of glue there. And just more pages. I left some space for you to be able to write and keep some things. And here's another pocket. Now inside this one is a really interesting black and white postcard. Matisse, 1944. I would want to read some about that. Well, I had to stop and read about Henri Matisse. I'm not even sure I'm saying the name right, but I do recognize his name as an artist. I've always just seen Matisse. So he did collect, or collect may not be the right word. He kept doves, and that's interesting. I did not know that about him. I also read really quickly that he had never intended to become an artist. He had a terrible bout of appendicitis when he was a young man, and his mother bought some art supplies for him, and I guess that changed the course of his life. So just more pretty pages. Love the bluebirds. And we're getting towards the other side. Oh, I wanted to mention this page. Clear paper, this tracing paper. I may put a piece of washi tape on that as well, or maybe I will let you decide if you want to do that. This is such an interesting thing. This is the paper that came with those vintage notes I found about a homemade quilt where a lady was designing it, and she was doing all of these drawings. So I thought it was neat to include this. I've almost gone through this whole stack of ephemera. I wanted to include this one in this journal. And here we have another little charm with some beads. And just more illustrations of birds. And there's some wallpaper with a peacock. And then here is a vintage postcard with a large peacock. This is Vancouver, British Columbia. Lots of tabs and pockets. Oh, and there's the other side of that gorgeous wallpaper. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Is that a cockatiel or a cockatoo? You know, I really need to learn my tropical birds. That's really pretty. And you can see this wallpaper has a peacock pattern. That looks like a pheasant. I love this beautiful floral wallpaper. And that's from an old calendar from the 1960s. You can see part of a robin there, and the crocus and the daffodils. And there's a grape hyacinth. Just beautiful garden image. And that's beautiful. Here's a page from a bird book. That's really pretty. And then we have more on this side. There is just a little card with some pretty birds. You could write on that or turn it into a tag. And there's still room. Like, it's hard for me to stop sometimes. I could have continued to just put stamping and embellishments everywhere, but I wanted to leave room for you to do some work as you take notes about your birds. And this is a pretty page. This was a book about jewelry, and then it had this pretty pendant in there with a bird on it. And then we flip to this page, and I just love this pretty sort of plain botanical card. There's a little bit of stamping there. I turned it into a pocket, and I love this card so much. This was from a birthday card. I love this window. It just looks like just a simple cottage window, almost, or maybe even a barn or something. It's just beautiful with the blue paint on the shutters, and then look at the little bird cage there. Almost at the end of this. So this back pocket has got a beautiful bird, sulfur-crested cockatoo, and it says that is common to most parts of Australia. Look at all the birds. And then we have this bright piece of paper. That's from a card as well. It's just got some stamping and distressing on the back. And this card was so neat. I had to take it and just fold it across the pocket. Look at that metallic looking feather. That's from Studio O. And that is the whole journal all done. And again, I believe this one is called for. So I will be back soon with more journaling and a video for our Journal With Me series. I'm sorry it's been a few days on that. I know some of you are catching up, so I don't feel too bad. Most of you have mentioned to me that you're taking your time with it, so I think we're okay with that. And again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.